Good afternoon and welcome to episode 25 of Becoming Her Anyways, the chaos that I call my life, otherwise known as this podcast. On today's podcast, I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart. I want to talk about the reason why I started this journey. So, for those of you who don't know, I wrote a book, Raising Them, Raising Me. And I am super proud of this book, and I'm super proud of the fact that I went to seek out publishers and had the book published. I am proud of everything that is written. In some points, I did not think it necessarily flowed well, but it was raw, it was honest, and it was me pouring my heart into the pages of this book. And the reason why I wanted to write this book began because in October 2024, I went and applied to go back into education. I had lost my job in corporate America just over a month prior to that, and I decided that I would put my hand back in the jar of education. When I had first come to Quebec 15 years prior, I had made the attempt to go back to healthcare and to go back into education, but nobody was calling me for education. And when I was getting interviews for healthcare, well, I did end up working back. I was a charge nurse in Cornwall, but that's neither here nor there. For a moment when my husband had lost his job and we needed to replace the income. But I had tried to get back into into education, and I was having no luck. When I put my resume in for education to begin with, nobody was calling me. So I decided when I saw a posting for this particular school board that is a little bit of a drive away, to remove some things from my resume and to tweak it. And I ended up getting the call, going in for the interview, and getting hired right then and there. And what I experienced that school year was amazing. I met a lot of awesome adults, and even more so, some spectacular kids. And the kids and I bonded on a deep level, for lack of a better way to put it, because what I found was some of the kids that I was working with triggered, childhood trauma memory and how I overcame it. And what really got me on my healing journey to heal from my wounds from childhood was becoming a mom. The greatest gift in life that I've been given is motherhood. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My girls are the greatest gift to my life. And the greatest job that I've ever had is working with kids. So greatest jobs, that I've ever had are working with children. And what I realized was that they help heal the brokenness inside of me. I'm not fully healed. I'm not out here trying to tell you that I'm a doctor, I'm a genius, I've got the foolproof answer, because I don't. I'm none of those things. I just know that being a mom and mothering children has allowed me to see myself and all my brokenness, and given me the desire to heal it. I didn't want my kids to have to heal from my wounds. That's not their job. Their job is to be a kid. Their job is to figure out who they are. My job as their mother is to help them figure out who they are and become independent and soar and not need me. And what I realized at the end of the school year last year was that I really wanted to write my memoirs. And I originally wrote this book for my parents, strangely enough. I wanted to write my memoirs so I could share it with them, because despite everything that I have, experienced as a child, I was able to heal. And I was able to end cycles. I wasn't a teenage mom. I don't abuse substances. I don't live in domestic violence. I don't physically abuse my children. I don't do a lot of things that happened in my family for generations. And I'm proud of myself for that. And regardless of, what this book, meant to them. I wanted to share it with them. So I set out on the journey of writing my memoirs, and I was also going to share them with my children as well. My girls, I thought, it's a legacy I could pass on to them. And I began the journey May, June last year, and started writing. And what I realized was I still had a whole lot of healing to do. And I was transforming through writing, and I was realizing how much transformation I had already experienced just from being a mom and just from not repeating things that needed to end. And I then shared some chapters with my friends and my family who told me that they were inspired by them and that I should seek out a publisher and have the book published. So that's what I did. I sought out a couple publishers, and then of course algorithms, a bunch of them sought me out too. And I partnered with House of Bestsellers and put my book out there. It is currently available on Amazon. I will share the link in the comments, but it's also, or in the post, sorry, it's also going to be available on Barnes & Noble. Now, I wanted to also express that this book is a book of healing. It's me growing and healing through motherhood. And like I said, it's my story. They are my memoirs. And though they are mine, I do think that they could resonate with others and inspire others to get on their healing journey. And maybe just show others, like, you're not alone. You're not riding the storm all by yourself. There's others of us that are trying to heal from the trauma that we experienced as youngins and overcome and just break those cycles. So I'm hoping that this book is something that stays, popular for a while. I'm hoping that it's the legacy that my children pass on to their children and so on and so forth. And I'm hoping that it inspires others as well, because number one, you're not alone. And number two, it's important to get on your healing journey. Broken people break people, and the cycle ends with me and my family. And I'm hoping that it ends with you and yours as well. At the end of the day, I was inspired to do this book because of the children that I worked with, and realizing that I had a lot of similarities to these kids that would open up to me and pour themselves out to me and let me know that, they were experiencing these things at home. And some kids were like, you don't understand. And I'm like, but I do. Like, I really do. And it helped me connect. And I really just wanted to put this out here, for the next generation of kids, and for, the next generation of new parents. And just for the people who are going through some shit right now, who feel like they're alone. You're not. You're not the only one, I promise you. So, raising them, raising me, has truly been a work in progress. I got it done by Christmas Day, and I handed the manuscript over to my mom. And then, like I said, sought out some publishers. It just got released. It got launched on Valentine's, available in all countries on Amazon. So get yourself a copy. I do value feedback and comments, questions. So if you're curious as to, certain things in the book, why I felt how I felt, or, if you're curious about more details to some of the experiences that I share, I will definitely respond to them. So thank you for sitting with me through these podcasts, getting to know me, and I appreciate anyone who has already sat through the pages of my book. I thank everyone who's already ordered a copy. As you know, I do have my e-commerce, You Totally Got This Girl. The funds that we receive go back into helping women in crisis. And I'm hoping that as I continue writing, that I will be able to share that dream through the proceeds that I receive from the funds from the book as well. And I'm already writing the second book. The second book is flowing a lot better than the first, but it is as raw and real because it's coming straight from the heart. So just remember, at the end of the day, you totally got this.